Are you more into like ginger beers and all that?
Honestly, I started them maybe like a year ago.
Oh, yeah?
And they're so nice. Like, it tastes just like a normal... Have a sip of that, even.
Yeah,
like it just tastes like a normal ginger beer.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's so insane. And, like, I went to New Zealand, and it just seems like it hasn't caught on over... That's so good, right?
So what's you know that company does, is it ginger beer? That does the ginger beer.
Bundaberg.
Yeah, Bundaberg, there we
Yeah,
go.
tastes like them, right?
Is that not Bundaberg?
No.
Wow.
It's just ginger beer. I'm pretty sure if you ferment ginger long enough, it becomes an actual beer. Like, it's alcoholic just when you make it. But
right.
anyway, shout out to Ether Brewing for that nice ginger beer. We got some... What's that brand over there? We got
Brick Lane, Backyard.
Brick Lane, two
Crisp
local...
lager.
Nice, two local breweries supporting the local catalog music. And that brings us into welcome to another week of the Dojo Media Show with Dojo Media Co. Week by week, we're changing the podcast game. And this week, we're joined by the Badmon.
Oh,
Alutondo.
yeah, I love that name.
So tell me about that. Why is that your Instagram handle?
Oh, the Badmon. Oh, that's a very interesting question, to be honest. I've never been asked that before, but I'll try to give the best explanation I can, really. But the Badmon, crazy enough, yeah, it doesn't actually mean a Badmon. Like me and my friends go way back with this, Badmon stuff, you can say. But like, I think it came along like when let's just say we were in the studio, or let's just say just in life in general, where when you're doing something and you're really good at it, like it just means you're the Badmon at it. Like it's like you do something really good, and.
Like
It's like, yo, that's cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Right. So you're the Badmon because, like, you're doing that shit,
Yeah.
But like, mostly like it was referred to music a lot because, like, when we're in the studio with like writing bars or whatever, and you write something so cool, your guys are gonna be like, yo, this guy's the guy, man. He's a proper Badman. He's a proper.
Do you remember the line that got you the nickname?
I think it wasn't even me, to be honest. I was like, we sort of like shared it around. But then eventually I ended up using it, let's just say.
Stuck.
Yeah, for my, social media handle. Because obviously, as you guys know, my initial name wasn't actually Alutondo either. It was a different stuff. I'm not going to mention that one. But Alutondo came, and then I was like, oh, Alutondo.
Wait, is that not your real name?
Eh?
Is that not your real name?
Nah, it's not. It's just a stage name, that's it.
Damn, I thought it was.
Do we get to hear your real name?
Ooh,
Is that
yeah.
is that
That
a
was
secret?
very, very African, bro.
Yeah.
If I start clicking and doing all this, I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys can say it, bro.
Oh, give us a go.
Nah, it's Leku.
Leku.
Leku. So yeah.
How do you spell that?
Leku.
Leku.
So if you want to say like the African way, you say Leku.
Leku.
It's
Leku.
Leku. Yeah,
Leku.
but it's Leku.
Why don't you go by that?
Eh?
Why don't you go by that? Too many people can't say it, or
Yeah, one probably, but it's just okay. Put it this way: yeah, if you're to sing that name in a song,
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
where do you even
So
start with that?
not enough of a stage name.
because you know what I think of when I hear Alutondo?
Yeah.
I think of the Lady Gaga song Ali Alejandro. So yeah, you can definitely.
Sounds crazy enough because she's crazy, man.
Yeah. So obviously it's a little bit different, but definitely there's a little bit
Did
more
we
like
find
melody
out
to it.
where that
Yeah.
name came from?
The
Yeah.
name Leku.
No, the name. Okay, we'll go for each
go
name.
both.
Let's go for each name.
Oh, okay. So by the way, his middle name is Simon. That's
Simon?
Yeah, that's.
That's a very African name.
Oh yeah, it's very right. I know. Doesn't look like me, does it? But so Leku in my language means like I don't want it, and that name. To be honest, I never really asked my parents what it means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a name that was given to me, and I grew up with it, and I was like, oh, that's my name.
Yeah.
But when I came here, actually, people call me more Simon rather than obviously, you can see why, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't know,
Simon.
I just see you as Alutondo.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
then,
see anything else.
see, but that's the thing. And then after high school, like everything started changing up because like that's when I sort of like started taking music a bit more serious.
Yeah.
And from there, just the name just Ali. I don't know, somehow snaked in. Not even Alutondo. It was actually Ali, because too many names, right?
Yeah.
My friends call me Ali Masi. And that's where Ali came through, yeah? And Ali. Until the name Alutondo obviously popped up in the mix.
I really like it.
Yeah. But
That style.
Yeah.
before Alutondo as well, there's a name, I use my name as Sai Ali, so which is basically Simon and Ali in one, but just,
Yeah.
Short. So Sai Ali, that was the name when I started. I used it for like, I think a year or two until like Alutondo popped up and I was like, I like this name. It sounds nice.
What's your
So-
last name?
Hey?
What's your last name?
Eramugo is the way how you say it in my language, but you can say Eramugo.
Eramugo.
Yeah, it's a very heavy one down there.
Hmm.
So, which one do you guys remember so far?
Leku or
Eramugo.
just forgot the last name. You literally just said it.
And that's
In
why
my
we
head, I
go
was
with
like trying to put them
Simon.
after. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's
So
a,
what?
it's
Like
a
when,
long
when you're in school, we're going so long with this. But like when you were in school, did kids call you Simon or something?
Simon,
Or, like,
yeah,
so did you
that's-
go to school here?
yeah.
Yeah.
St. Francis College. That's down in Christmas. That's like Logan Ways,
Alright.
basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
What
so
age did you come here again?
I was 12, I think.
12.
12,
Yeah.
almost 13, kind of. Yeah, I think almost 13, but like I think I was 12. Yeah, that's when I came here. It's 2009, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So it's been a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Jeez, I feel like you guys are talking too much about me, man. We need to talk about you guys, man.
You can ask us some stuff,
Yeah,
man. But like
yeah.
first, let's clear the air first. So Alutondo is a musician,
Yeah.
a writer, like a singer.
Yep.
What else do you do, man? So
I like playing soccer on the side, but like
Yep.
that's nothing serious. It's for fun or whatever.
mhm.
But yeah, that's about it.
Well,
Fair enough.
To be even clearer, what sort of music? It's Afrobeats?
Afrobeat,
All
Afrobeat. I like Afrobeat, but like I feel like a lot of my music is influenced by dancehall.
Yeah.
It just the Afrobeat. I'm sort of like influenced. I'm influenced by the obviously the music today,
Yeah.
but like I'm trying to work my way into it at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, just evolving a little bit. That's it. But
Yeah.
when I came out, it was just mostly dancehall related music. You could say, maybe a little bit fused up. You could say, because it's not completely like, you know, when you say dancehall, you have to like really, you know, you have to give props to the culture
Mhm.
that is dancehall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like what I was doing is, yes, dancehall you could say, but like you couldn't say, oh yeah, this is the original dancehall that was, you know, because I was born in Uganda, and then the dancehall we listen to there, or the dancehall Ugandan people create is not like the original like Jamaican dancehall,
Yeah, it's
you know.
more from Jamaica.
Even
right?
though the music still came from like one area, which is Africa, like
Yeah.
as it traveled, it changed up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So do people in Jamaica like call their music Afrobeats if they're trying to make Afrobeats?
Probably, I would
They
say
can?
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
never
Like
thought about that.
if you're going for
Is it just called beats
Afrobeat, you
then?
can say Afrobeat as well.
Yeah.
But dancehall, I feel like it became such a big, what you call it, genre, to a point where like now you would put it on its own. Because even for a little while, actually, even when you're submitting music to Spotify,
Mhm.
there was dancehall dancehall category,
Yeah.
but there was no Afrobeat.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, for so long, bro.
Right,
This
I'm a
Afrobeat
fan of-
only thing like came out like few years ago, literally, like
Yeah.
you could say 5 years.
Mm.
But dancehall has been there, you know, and world music has been there. Usually Afrobeat fits in the world music category. It was
Yeah.
never a category of its own.
Yeah. Right.
But that's the reason why like nowadays you get to hear it everywhere and people are like, oh yeah, Afrobeat. But like it's been around, it just they didn't really like recognize it like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like, come on, the whole of Africa listen to Afrobeat all their lives, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So it was a
Yeah,
genre that's been
nowadays
there for
everyone
years.
listens to it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it played in clubs and
Yeah.
even like pubs and stuff.
It's like,
You
well, it's
hear it in
surely going to
random
be,
places
it's going to be
sometimes.
westernized soon. Like,
Yeah.
well, didn't Selena Gomez do some like Afrobeat
Yeah,
songs?
the
Like,
Calm
yeah,
There's
Down.
a lot of like
no
American
shade on
artists.
Selena, but like, you know, is it?
doing
I don't know. How
There's
does
a song with Madonna in it.
really?
Oh yeah, the one with
Frozen.
Fireboy DML.
With yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that actually.
Well, how do you feel about that?
you
Like,
like
do, you, do you think it should be respected as like an African thing, or do you like
Oh.
Madonna
No, it's
should
more like a
Madonna should be able to do it?
collaboration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like Madonna's not doing it by herself. I'm
Yeah.
sure she's with an
Yeah.
artist, but like,
Yeah.
are you cool with that? Do you like that?
Oh, I think music is for everyone, bro.
Yeah.
And
But-
especially like when people, let's just say from the other side of the world, are starting to evolve in it as well. Like they started to, let's just say, do it as well. Like I think that's a plus, you know, and that's what brought Afrobeat this far, you know,
Yeah.
because it's the collaboration of the two worlds, or let's just say the three worlds, whatever the amount of people there are, being able to come over this side and
Yeah.
present Afrobeat is what brought Afrobeat this far. Because if it wasn't for that,
Yeah.
you know, it would have
It
been
helps
still
it
in
to grow.
Africa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as much as anybody could say, oh yeah, it will make it less Afrobeat, and it's true. Like, you know, at the moment, like the big guys are trying to make music to impress everybody. You know, they're compromising for everybody.
Yeah.
But if you say Afrobeat, like I feel like Africans listen to a different Afrobeat compared to what the kind of Afrobeat we listen to here, because what sells there is
right.
for us. We probably prefer something that is more African.
Yeah.
But
Do you have a favorite artist, like famous artist?
oh, a lot. But yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Who comes to mind?
Burna Boy has to obviously
Yeah,
be,
thought you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not because he's trending, because I started listening to him like way back.
OG fan.
Yeah, like I'm one of those, man. Like, because I was a big Davido fan too, but I started listening to Burna Boy way before, and then I realized Davido actually for many years, like, took over for a long time. You know what I mean? And before that, it was Wizkid, because Wizkid came out first, and then Davido came, and then he took over. But like Wizkid was still around, but like Burna Boy was still at the bottom there and just doing his do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at one point, there's a guy called Diamond Platnumz.
Yeah.
Yeah, very big influence in Africa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even here, he was big for like a couple of years. But they went head to head for a long time, man. And like when you listen to obviously Africa a lot, you get to see like, the guys who sort of like paved the way on the come up. Right now, you look at Rema, you look at Fireboy, you look at, IS Star, you look at all these people, you'll be like, wow. But there's P Square, there's some guys called Bracket, they're duo, right? And they've been doing this. Two-Face was one of them. There's like, surely African Queen, the song, yeah. So these are the guys that who really did it for like long time ago. And prior to that, there was obviously other guys as well. Yeah, another guy right there. Yeah. But like, when you say favorites right now, it will be those guys. But when you go all the way back, like, there's been many guys that I could say, okay, cool, this year I feel like you did better than this guy here, and I think that's so far. I think Burna Boy is doing his thing, and Rema is another huge one. Right now, I feel like he's the biggest threat. You know what I mean? He's undeniable. Like he's the market. The market loves him. Everybody loves
Afrobeats
him.
artists collaborative? Like I know a big knock, like Kendrick Lamar said it on his last album, like a big knock in female R&B artists is they never collaborate with each other, like never feature on each other's songs.
Female artist.
Yeah, like female R&B artists. Apparently that's pretty common, but like do Afrobeats artists commonly go on each other's songs?
They do.
Or?
Afrobeat. Yeah, I think Afrobeat guys. Yeah, but I don't like. There is a lot of girls that are coming up now, but prior to that, like
It's not too
there wasn't a lot, and Tiwa Savage has been doing it for a little while, and Yemi Alade, Simi was one of them. There's a few more other people that's been there, but like, even I don't see them collab all the time, you know what I mean? And I feel like the mindset was before, try shift your music to where it's popular, where you can make money, you could say. So like even right now, like the business has been always come where there's money, and you get to see it even right now because I feel like they don't do enough show in Africa. You know what I mean? Like
enough shows though.
Yeah, they don't do it. Like they be
Like the
UK,
artists,
America, whatever. They travel the world.
That's where the tickets
South
sell.
Africa.
Speaking of that though, did you not tell me the other day you did quite a few performances in Sudan?
Yeah, I did. Uganda.
Or was that just in Uganda?
Yeah, I did Uganda. I went as far as close to the border of Sudan, but like we didn't obviously plan for that because I didn't know how much influence it had. So
when was that? Was this?
I was
years ago?
2019. It wasn't any like it wasn't. It was 2019 when I went back to.
Wasn't when you were the Badmon.
Nah. Probably. I think I was actually. I was still the Badmon. Yeah.
But I want to hear about that. About like the kids that were listening to music.
Oh, yeah.
You had some cool experiences.
Oh yeah. I think the craziest one is like I had a kid that chased me like the whole night, on a bike, because he wanted to meet me. But like everywhere I would go from radio station to the next one because I know here like it's really hard. Like, let's just say to get to radio station and this sort of stuff. But like back home, there obviously when your music is going, in your districts or your, the towns, the areas where I was performing, which is the Madi region, which is my people. Like it was pretty popular, at that time. So like when I got there, as somebody who's never really been there at all, because that would have been the homecoming, right, for me, and that's what we call the event name as well. Like it was a homecoming concert, and everywhere I would go, because everything is like a close proximity. So like you could travel places, easily. And I've had guys who went from the first show to the next one to the next one. And it's crazy to think that's even possible because I'm like, here, it's nothing like that. You know what I mean?
You had to go like from
yeah.
Brisbane to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard, you know, when you do a show here, you just do one spot, and hopefully everybody just
So what, over there you're
gathers in one.
performing like 6 venues a night or something?
Yeah,
like-
well, not quite 6. Maybe I could do, let's just say, one big day today, and then one big day tomorrow, and then so on. So we started like Friday, and then we went until Sunday. And then throughout the week, we were also doing music videos as well. You know, that's how I ended up coming with some good
You're
content.
very productive.
Yeah,
when you're
so,
over there.
oh, there was no sleep, bro. I hated it. I absolutely, bro, when I came back, when I got on a plane to come back to Australia, I was like, dang, God, I'm going home,
But
bro.
like the music videos are pretty good.
Oh, they
out
were,
there,
yeah. Because I went back even when I didn't really have a lot of content, but like,
Yeah, explain the trip. So what was the purpose? Like it was to go, to perform, to get music
Yeah,
videos
yes.
or...
His fans were wanting him.
no, actually, the trip for me, it was to go shoot a music video and then bring good content, because like I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
I said I want like it's like African song. I want like an African visual that is going to really show, you know, the music guy. And I know a lot of those guys that they really know the tricks, you know, the in and outs with African music videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, my goal was to go there to grab 3 clips or 4 maybe, or 5. Depends on what I can get really. So when I mentioned this idea to one of the guys that I've been working with, he's like, oh my God, if you're coming, that's great. Because people here, they've been wanting to, you know, hear your music and everything, or to see you perform live. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know anything, because I left that place like almost 10 years ago. So I don't know how we can make it happen, because I don't know that place at all, you know. But he's like, nah, I got you. You know, we'll plan like this, da 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 da. And yeah, like it started off like that, and then eventually, crazy enough, DJ Rude Boy, because when I went, him and I went together.
Yeah.
Because even right now, he's like most times he plays for my sets anyways when I do my performances. Yeah, he's a Brisbane boy, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that year him and I went. He went before I did, and then when I got there, and then he ended up joining me as well, and then we just went and did like few shoots the first few days, and then by the Friday came, you know, we have to drive like almost 9 hours, bro, from other side of the city to the other side, you know, because you can't just fly anyhow like that, you know. But yeah,
Sounds
and then
fun.
the show idea came when we planned it and went there. Oh man, first night I was like, whew. Didn't know it was this much. You know what I mean? Like,
Had you
I
like performed to people before? Like you'd had...
yeah, I've done it from here, but
Yeah.
just not that many people.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. You know, I've never done that big crowd before.
Yeah.
So
And
how did
even
that-
then,
how did
like
that
I
feel,
think
though?
that was the biggest crowd I've done, was back home. Here, I think in Brisbane, here the biggest crowd I've done it would have been the Brisbane Afrobeat Festival that happened back in I think 2019 as well, actually. So
You had a big year.
it was huge, man. Like the Arbanco guys, they were the one that hosted it. That was a big event, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I'm like, there's this many Africans in this spot here, because at that time we didn't really know like we had that many people to a point where we can bring them together like in that kind of space.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the crowd, I was like, oh, so we have a feature. You know what I mean?
Well, that's almost what I was going to say before. Like when you were talking about how, like if people like Madonna and people like Selena Gomez are doing Afrobeat music, it's going to be a little bit different than what's
Back
in
home,
Africa.
yeah.
But like Madonna's never going to be able to match the vibe of like an African party. You know,
No,
even you
probably
go to
not,
a
yeah.
like you go to a function that the Liberty or Sound of Free
Yeah.
guys throw. Like everyone's dancing in a circle. Like the vibe's just so different than like probably London listening to Madonna, you know? So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think you can, even if you saturate it with like Western music, you're never going to be able to recreate that vibe that comes with the original Afrobeat sound and an African party. Like it is crazy how much there is going on in Brisbane. Like it's cool.
It's for me, I love it. Like that's what I always say is like, I think what's happening at the moment is great. Even though Madonna may not be able to recreate, let's just say, you know, the vibe that we as African right now are looking for, at the end of the day, like, I think music is not something that needs to be specific, and you don't just like one thing and that's it. I think it's what's presented to you, you know what I mean? So right now, let's just say if Afrobeat is being presented all the time to people, at one point in life, people are going to be used to it, you know what I mean? And the new generations that are coming out, let's just say some kids are born into this era, where they just know Afrobeat.
It's like how my dad had no idea what like rap was.
Yeah.
Like now rap's like the most popular
Yeah.
genre. Like it's going to be that same thing.
Yeah, it's just it goes
There's
over and
mixes
over.
of like K-pop music with American, isn't there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like a bit of Spanish.
Well,
Yeah.
even
Bit of,
that's in it, like
Latin American.
K-pop. K-pop's like the biggest genre in the world right now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like the most followed people on YouTube is this
Yeah.
like K-pop.
K-pop,
band.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's crazy.
People just want something different.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
purely wanting something different, or it's like you see the people in this country enjoying it, so you're kind of like
Yeah.
FOMO? Like what is it?
I think it's marketing. Like
How they market it.
I don't know who are the guys at the top. Like for me, the way how I look at it is I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I feel like there's guys out there that are just sitting there and say, okay, cool. We've got the next 5 years coming, and in the street, this is what we've been saying. So we're gonna switch our agenda to this side here and promote more of this. And especially with the whole Rema, Fireboy, Joe Boy coming up, you can really see how like quick it all happened, right? It almost like it only took 5 years, man. And these guys have been working for years and years and years. Afrobeat has never really gone up like that. Maybe at one point in life, it's
Swing closer
yeah,
to you.
it's gone up like that before, but it disappeared for a little while. Because I remember when French music was really popular, and they have a lot of like Congolese people, and the Lingala. There's a genre, yeah, which is sort of like now down, but like this genre was big once upon a time, and that's what our parents grew up to, yeah. And we couldn't even relate to it like that because obviously we were the newer generations, but they've decided, okay, cool, we're gonna promote more of this Afrobeat stuff. And obviously, there's a lot of agendas attached to it because you know how the world works, right? You push something when there's beneficial, there's benefits to it to the rest of the world as well. And Afrobeat was coming up, and now everything is just sort of like put together, and they pushed it everywhere. And right now, it's almost like it's been there forever. Like you go to clubs, you get to hear, even on the radio, I get to hear Rema. When we go here, there's amount of times I've never heard any Afrobeat artists on the radio as big as they were. You've never like heard
It's a new
anybody.
thing, yeah.
But now they could drop a song today, and on Triple J, they'll be like, oh, Rema just released a new song, or Burna Boy just released a new song, Omale just released a new song, and it's all just in the marketing, And I think labels know what's popping. Like when people are tired of a certain sound, what happens is like they know it because like marketing is marketing. Money goes into it, and when you put your
See
money
the
into
numbers,
something,
like you can see the listens going
yeah,
down.
and you don't see result,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, cool. What is moving? What's generating money? And obviously, marketing, you follow where money goes, right? So if something is not performing well because people got tired of it, let's just say trap, not that it's bad, but it was dragged for so long now, and the auto-tune Afrobeat relating in some sort of a way, and then people are, maybe we like this sound of Afrobeat because it's sort of like trap, or you can do like the Afro drill or whatever, what's drill music. Drill music is basically just twisted Afrobeat.
Is
That's
that like
it.
the English stuff? Is that what English people do? Is
They
that the
do
drill?
both. I think it's a genre that actually came from. I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but I think Ghanaian influence.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the kind of vibe they go with. When before even it went crazy, they were already doing it. And then when UK adopted it, and they just went.
Yeah,
like
what
they-
other styles of music are hiding in Africa?
Oh, a
Obviously,
lot.
Afrobeats isn't the only thing there.
Dude.
So, like, is there like African opera? Like, is there like there's got to be every.
There's a lot of things,
right?
yeah.
Like,
And the biggest one, because the biggest one I know, like at the moment, Afrobeat is obviously they have like a name for it. Apparently, Afrobeats is like all the African music.
Yeah.
So, but Afrobeat,
But Afrobeats is like associated with Nigeria.
no,
Whereas,
so
isn't it?
Afrobeat without the S.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Oh, there's a
That's how
difference
they
with
like
the
to
S.
put it. That's how they like
Yeah.
to put it. They have a documentary about it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great documentary, but some things didn't make sense to me, obviously. And you can say other people didn't like it as well sometimes. But apparently Afrobeats is what represents African music in general, yeah? All the genres. But Afrobeat alone itself, Nigerians wanted to claim it.
Yeah.
I thought it was nonsense because, like, music came from everywhere, you know. And a lot of our drums, whatever, it's all the same. Whenever, like, it doesn't matter where you go. But the genres that has been going like on for a long time there, I don't know them specifically because I myself, I'm not really educated like that in that area. But I know Nigerian music has been going on for a little while. That's one thing for sure I know. And French music, yeah. So French music, a lot of it is mostly African because French colonized like a lot of Africans. And right now, when you go to France, there's a lot of Africans, right? So these Congolese people, you know, a lot of the French colonized countries in Africa, a lot of them have been traveling to France to do music for a long time. And then the genres they had was once upon a time really like big genre because of it. Because, yeah, like a lot of those guys went over there and there's money coming in and out. So, like, French music has been always big. And then South Africa one.
Yeah.
Like, now we have Amapiano, which is
Isn't
going
there, like,
off
house
anywhere.
music, South African house
Sort
music?
of. I think house music is Amapiano.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
just
because,
what
you
they
know,
call
the
it.
tempo is like really high.
Yeah.
I think that's the fastest maybe not the fastest, but like, you know, the most commercial fast music that we've seen that's coming out of Africa, and they do get a bit high as well with it. But they've sort of like found a way to actually neutralize it so everybody can enjoy it, kind of thing. So it's like it's mixed up at the moment as well. But like, Amapiano came up crazy right now. Like, everybody's listening to it, and even Afrobeats have now Amapiano elements in it. Like, that's how much influence it has on Afrobeat at the moment. So at the moment, right now, it's the biggest thing, really, because everybody's using it. But Ugandan music, Kenyan music, Tanzanian music, like this, they all have like different flavors to them. Bongo flava, Uganda one, I don't know what they call it. And then Kenyan one is called Genge music, Gengeton or something like that. And so on, bro. Like, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then when you get into even more cultural ones, that's where, like, I think most of us will never even get to know what it is. Because even my people, you know, like, tribal, this is tribal. We have our own, like, separate stuff that we do. You know what I mean? And if we talk genres, it's like, how deep can you get with it? You know what I mean? Because, like, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper to a point where you wouldn't even understand where you're going anymore. But that's the reason why some people try pushing the agenda that when they say Afrobeats, they need to understand, like, it's not Nigerian. Like, we all have similar sound. And to just say, oh, this is our stuff.
I just think, like, Nigeria is where, like, a lot of the money might be. Like, for the...
because
like,
even the currency is not... Nigerian currency is actually low compared to even, like, some of the countries.
I mean, like, they're just, like... Their mindset is all about music. Who's going to become the next big star?
Oh, yeah, yeah. So
know what I
they
mean?
have the bigger labels,
Like,
So they have the bigger labels
It puts
that
so
can
much
push
energy
that.
into it, though.
Yeah. And they have a lot of, like, people. That's the thing. They have... The reason why they came out first is because Nigerians are everywhere. You come to Australia, there's Nigerians here. You go to America, there's Nigerians everywhere. You go to UK, oh my God. You go just anywhere in Europe, you go to China, there's going to be Nigerians. Like Nigerians. That's how many they are out there. So, like, I think the biggest population in Africa is Nigerians. Maybe the second biggest is Congolese people. Hence why the music is big as well. So, obviously, population actually does play a part as well. Because the more you are, that means the more people, the more fans you have, you know? So, the more fans you have, the more you can help your artist, because any person who buys a ticket and, you know, that means the artist can actually pay money to promote the song and so on, you know what I mean? But Nigerians can go to UK, sell out a stadium. Like, that's how, you know, and they've always had it better. That's the thing. But yeah, I think it's that's what did it. But like, there's a lot of genres, bro. So many.
Well, I suppose back on the marketing thing. So, how you said people can kind of recognize when trends are falling out.
Yeah.
Do you know what an industry plant is?
Sorry?
Do you know what an industry plant is?
Industry plant?
Yeah.
Actually, no.
It's so the idea is that whoever these people are at the top calling all the shots, they decide Afrobeats is going to be the next next big thing. So they take Alutondo and they make a single for him. That becomes the number one Billboard single. You're an industry plant. They've made you the popular thing.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that? Do you think that happens?
I do 100%.
Isn't that how Drake gets every...
Well, is that how you think the trends tend to change?
Yeah. And look, it's all money, man. Like, you've seen artists that came out of nowhere within 1 year, boom, you know? Yeah. And sometimes you're like, what is this guy even singing? But guess what? Like, his music is out there. And they'll force it in your ear. Like, like any platform you go to, you're gonna find this song. You know what I mean? And eventually you're going to, I don't know, man. If people are playing this song in the club because people like it, because they've been listening to it all the time, you're gonna sing along as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because people tell all the like people tell me of it all the time. Oh, you know, your time is coming. Your time is coming. You know, and I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, if the labels do see me, sure, but
Yeah.
by myself, and imagine me going against a label that has billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's something that can happen? Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Like you organically just artists just singing and singing and singing and singing.
Yeah.
There's no way you will make it.
So, if you want your career to grow from here, what's the next step that you have to do?
I believe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
Don't
think.
say just get lucky.
No, I think it's just the plan is obviously to look for opportunities, yeah,
Yeah.
and always be aware of your surroundings. You know, see who's looking at you, and not only just who's looking at you, but go look for those opportunities, right? And right now, obviously, me believing or thinking, you know, marketing is the way. What I might do for myself right now, even at my level, even if it's not up there, how am I helping myself in that area where I can sort of like progress forward and still get to show, even if it's just the people around me, how I'm moving, you know what I mean? Because you got to convince the people around you first before you go anywhere else, you know what I mean? And if you have people around you and you can get to them, and that's probably the best way to actually show those big labels that you've got the talent, because you can only go as far as you can go. But like if you go as far as you can to impress the people around you, and you actually get to do that, trust me, like those people can make almost enough noise to try and get you up there. Because once you become a hot topic among your street or your, you know, city, your country, whatever it is, then labels can be like, oh my God, this guy actually, you know, he's got people around him. Perhaps maybe, you know, if we put him on a big stage, he can survive.
So how do you do this? Is it just get every gig you can, film music videos, post on social media,
Make
like all
noise,
this
man.
stuff? Yeah.
I
Make
love
us-
how in the African communities here, like people share a lot of each other's stuff and seem quite supportive. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Like when there's an event coming up, I see it on every single person.
Yeah. And you know, that's
And
what
you
I
see
mean
the
by
same
making
people
noise.
show up
Not
to
everyone
certain
does
things
that.
too.
Not
Yeah.
everyone does that.
Yeah.
In other communities.
And probably because like it's a lot harder for African community because, you know, like I say, population, right? We Africans, yes, we're here, but like you don't just
Not too many.
go out there and see Africans everywhere, you know what I mean? So like you have to try and get people that you know to to try to get to people they know as well. And social media is obviously the best thing at the moment. So like you got friends, or maybe you got connects that you can talk to, or you know get them to tag along to help your event or whatever. Like you let them know, and then we all try our best to you know help each other, kind of thing. Because we're just recycling the same crowd, man. That's the thing. And you know it gets tiring because it's like, you know, today I'm sharing your stuff, tomorrow we're sharing his, and then the
They
next
need
person
to
and,
share it with
and
people
then
in other cities and states and stuff.
everybody's promoting. You know what I mean? Now we all promoters now.
Yeah.
It's like that's
But-
a funny thing. Like there's a band that we film quite often, and it's like every time we film them, they have to like shout out the regulars. They're like, "Thank you so much for everyone that we see at every show." And it's like it's awesome that you've got people doing that.
Yeah.
But you want new people every time.
Ideally, yeah.
You want the same 30 people, but you want maybe 5 new people every time.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you want those same 35 to come back plus 5 more next time. Like
That's exactly right, man. And the
also-
ones that are there, you gotta always like.
I'm guessing
give-
you don't even like necessarily want all your audience to be Africans, do you?
No, not at all.
I
Not
want
at all.
anyone to watch you and
Nah, I want
listen to
everybody,
music,
man.
yeah.
Like I used to always be scared. Like I was like, oh, you know, I'm never gonna get new audience, you know.
Yeah.
And because I knew this was gonna be hard when I started doing music, like which would have been like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna be really, really hard, but I knew that's the path I wanted to choose, you know, because this is embarrassing, but Jason Derulo is my, you know, I love his music.
Give us a little Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo. I love it. They got me to do that in class when I was in high school.
Really?
Oh man, it was embarrassing, but I did it. You know, I can't disappoint my guy, man. You know, when they say Jason Derulo, I gotta do it.
That's it.
I tried studying the lyrics to one song to sing to this girl. I wanted to do it at assembly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, like 10 things I hate about you. Like,
are you a fan too?
What?
Are you a fan too?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. But they got me to do mine in my own name. So instead of saying Jason Derulo, they got me to say Simon Leku.
Alutondo sounds almost the same. Alutondo. Oh damn.
But yeah, man, like Jason Derulo was like, you know, I liked his music, you know, and at one point actually, just like everybody else, I also wanted to be a rapper, you know.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't think about it now because I feel like I've been invested in, you know, Afrobeat for so long now. It's sort of like becoming part of me. Oh, dancehall, just the African music stuff. Yeah. But I was once upon a time that guy. I'm like, oh, I need to, you know. But I realized my English wasn't great, so
your English is
let me go where I can really, you know, speak the language, where I can express myself fluently through music. And when I started, I did a lot of music in my language. Mm-hmm. If you track back to my old stuff, you're gonna hear some, you know, songs that are not, that are not English. And crazy enough, people actually loved it, you know. And I was, again, one of the things that shocked me because I was like, oh, this song, like, is gonna be specifically for these people. And some songs I wrote it, thinking it's only gonna get to my tribe people, like my kind of people, like, you know, the Madi people of my tribe. But the way how it's sort of like when different places just automatically, it sort of like opened up my eyes a little bit in the area where of, you know, just because you think a certain way doesn't mean, you know.
You can never expect it.
Yeah, because music is emotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when somebody hears something, like, you can't deny the feeling they're feeling, you know. Sometimes it's not even the way how you write it, you know. It's how they understand it for themselves.
Well, it's almost like some people like instrumental music, right?
Yeah.
You could almost consider music that you don't understand just like really good.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly right.
You're not like thinking about a story or a narrative or anything. That's what I've heard people say anyway.
Yeah.
Like they'll listen to French music because they're not listening to a sad love song that makes them think about their life. They're just listening to sounds that sound really good. So
and sometimes you could be listening to a very sad song.
Yeah, don't even know.
But it's a happy song.
Yeah.
On the other side. You know what I mean? Like you can't make anything of it. And when I make music now, even I've been told sometimes I mumble my word, and people always sing the wrong lyrics to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, oh, maybe I should sing a lot more clear. But then I realized when people make their own words to it, then they sort of like twisting it to their own story.
It's more fun.
Which then I'm like, if you can still enjoy with your own story, that means it's probably better anyways.
Yeah.
So not bad idea putting a lyrics out there. But if you can already make up for it and you think you're singing something that I say and you're happy.
How would you feel if you did a concert and people singing along, loving it, but every single word they said was wrong?
I've had that before. Trust me, there's a song called Dear Love.
Yeah.
And everybody sang it wrong.
wrong.
Yeah. And
they were having fun?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That's all that
100%.
matters.
Girls love this song. And they sang it wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
And even when I knew they were singing it wrong, even the people who knew the language that I sang it in, and they knew how to speak this language as well.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
It's like when people say your name wrong and you don't.
You're like, you know what? Just you do you, man. As long as you're happy with it.
As long as you're vibing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I did ask you about your fashion. Like, you're a really fashion sort of guy. You've got all sorts of outfits and stuff. I remember I think first time I met you was at the 1-in-4 charity. That silk. Sort of thing.
Properly, anyways. I think that was the first time you met me. Because it would have been
spoke.
I think I met you prior to that. I met you before that.
First time, we got to probably. Yeah, but you're really into like interesting fashion outfits, different sort of stuff. Would you say?
Anything behind it, or you just like looking fly? You just like being the bad man?
I don't. Yeah, well, maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe it's the Badman in me that's coming out. Nah.
What about today's outfit?
Today's outfit?
Yeah.
Today's outfit is all like. I would like to say 90s vibe, you could say. Yeah. Because I love my jackets, you know, like I
Are they Jordans? That's pretty nice.
Yeah, one of those.
Pretty fresh, clean.
What number are they?
I don't even know. I don't with the shoes I'm not
Neither.
Yeah,
I just know that some are
just-
super rare. My
yeah.
brother's a big sneakerhead. He's gotten into like he'll buy sneakers, resell them, trade them. He's fucking insane with it. So
Yeah.
I know there's a big game. Like there was one time
Yeah.
where it was actually when the Yeezys were coming out,
Yeah.
and I was on like work compensation because I had an injury.
Yeah.
And someone literally paid me $200 to line up outside a store for them to buy their shoes
Wow.
for them.
Just stand there and then.
Yeah. Just because there was like overnight, there was going to be a line of, I think there were like 20, 30 people in the line.
How long did it
overnight.
take you?
It was like overnight. So I would have gotten there like in the afternoon. He gave me some food.
Yeah.
Store opened like 9 a.m. the next morning.
Wow. So he came back and gave you food while you're
that was
waiting,
the
and he's
deal.
like, "I got you."
'Cause he's
man."
like, I know you don't have to go to work. I
Man.
know you're not doing anything. Just go sit in this line for me. Like I'll come. He's like, I'll come hang with you like while I can.
I
Then
thought
I'll
you
go
only
to-
do that for like iPhones, new iPhones.
Oh.
People love shoes. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
It is
The
crazy.
fun you can always get it like next day.
Yeah,
you
a
can,
week later or
something, bro.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm,
Or
shoes
vid-
are a bit different though. Shoes
Video
sometimes-
games as well. People,
Yeah.
the new
Jesus.
GTAs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just
Oh,
saw.
you reckon that's gonna happen with the new one?
They released a tweet literally today
Yeah.
announcing the new GTA.
Oh, wow.
And it got the most tweets ever by
Really?
a gaming, like 1.5 million likes
I
in
was
like a
reading
couple of hours
something
or
about
something.
that. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like,
So I think
is that
it's,
popular?
I think they gave a date. I think 2025 or something maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's
Do you
crazy.
game? Are you a gamer?
the last, well, used to be.
Yeah.
I played a
FIFA?
lot.
When GTA 5 came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, not even that, bro. Way back. The last game I played GTA was San Andreas, bro.
Yeah, classic.
I think I played one of the, I think I played 4.
Yeah.
The one, no, not 4, sorry. Is this 5 that came out now?
Yeah.
So I think I played the third one maybe.
Damn.
But
Man, San Andreas, that's a throwback.
yeah.
I was like 5 years old playing that, and that's R18.
Oh,
Like-
see, yeah. Oh, that's the only GTA I play, but I always sucked at like
Yeah.
games that are violent. I'm on FIFA. Oh, let's do it. Bring it on. And then but I played a lot of Halo back in high
Halo?
school. Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
So what else do you do now outside of music for like what keeps you sane?
work, man. I just do construction working.
Yeah.
Just like a normal guy.
Do you like having like a manual labor job as opposed like
To
it
office?
being completely different to as opposed to an office, but also it being completely different to the music thing? Like
I probably look. I think even right now I could like I want to join actually like do the whole building thing, like get a proper license and maybe join a company and then do that. But right now I'm just I started off with apprenticeship like back in the days when I finished high school,
yeah,
and it's just one of those things. You're young, you're like, okay, cool, let me keep myself busy. You get into something, and then
actually enjoyed it.
7 years now, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm here. Which it's a great opportunity because now I'm in a foreman position, like I'm a foreman for my company, which is it's basically just team leading and just guiding apprentices on this sort of stuff. But works out alright, eh? Like it's physical, yes, sometimes, but like most of the time, you just cruising and it just keeps you fit.
Yeah,
So I like the outside more, I would
Yeah.
say, because I'm definitely an outside guy.
yeah.
Because oh man, if I sit in the office, man, I'll sleep there.
Fall asleep.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
With the air conditioning on.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
just,
yeah.
Just doze off.
'Cause
Yeah.
I get cold pretty quick, bro. Like, what do you do though?
Well, I do full-time Dojo Media Co now.
Dojo Media. Oh.
Yeah, like before that, for 4 years, I was like a media manager and like
Yeah.
doing a website, like office jobs, right? Exactly what you didn't want to do, I was doing.
Yeah.
Office jobs, 9 to 5s. For a long time, or for the last like 3 or 4 years, I was doing maybe 2.5. I was just doing 4 days a week, so I could do the business on the side and slowly build that up.
Yep.
And then just eventually got to the point where I was like, I just know I wanted to save enough money, so I knew I had like 6 months of savings,
Yep.
so that if I couldn't get any jobs, I had enough rent.
You'd be good, yeah.
And then went full time into this, probably
Mad,
like
bro.
3 months ago
3
now.
months ago, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty recent.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you have ups and downs.
Going all right.
Good months, bad months.
Yeah.
But it's like giving us the opportunity to start this, which
Yeah,
has been awesome. Just like follow up heaps of, like for instance, we were going to do a music video with you that like
Yeah.
probably didn't happen because
Oh,
just
yeah.
due
Even I
to,
was
due to
working
us
full
being
time.
I know.
yeah, like he was working full time for a
Yeah,
little
This
bit.
whole
like-
year I only worked full time for like 2
Nah.
months, and it was during that 2 months.
Yeah, like
And I know we tried planning
when we
everything
met
around
up to do
everybody's
it,
schedule.
when we met up to do it,
Okay.
everything was so
Just-
good, and
yeah.
then like the next week, everything
Just-
fell apart.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do one though.
Yeah, we will. 100%.
Has to
Yeah.
happen.
I
Like,
do like the video you actually got done though.
yeah,
Ralph showed me one.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
you guys already knew the concept anyways. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we ended up pulling that off.
That's good.
And Yeah, people really liked it, man. I was
actually scrolling through my notes the other day and I saw like what I wrote when we were at the location.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
Alutondo's music thing. I was like, damn. That would have been so good.
Oh, it was a nice location.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
guess
House.
what? Actually,
Yeah.
the same people that we shot, the music video,
Yeah.
the location. They proposed another location. So
Alright.
yeah, they
That's
bought another place and
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I live like just around the corner from that place now too.
Oh yeah, man. Which area?
At like right next to Doomben racecourse, right next to
You
the
could just
racecourse.
say
next to the
Ascot.
train
Is
station.
that next to?
What's
is it-
Ascot? But it's like
What's that Sirianni's area? Oh, where the Audi? Is it not the Audi? Sorry,
by like
IGA.
Woolworths. Nah, other
No,
side.
West
Other
Coast.
side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my friend, our family friend, his name is Nelson. We used to live just around that area there as well. Like
Yeah.
this is a long time ago. Like when we're still like doing like studio music, it hasn't even been released yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lived there he lived there for like a year, and I would just go there on the weekends just to, chill and we'd do some music and everything.
Where do you record these days?
Oh, my house.
Oh yeah. So what you've got everything.
I got my little setup. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but
Yeah.
that's the job for me
Gets
at the
the job
moment.
done.
Yeah.
It's good because like whenever you have any ideas on your head, you can just
Yeah. It's good to
jump
have
in
it
the
there,
studio
right?
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
That's
was
it.
also going to ask that, like, is construction a job where you're too focused the whole day so you can't really think of anything, or are you sometimes just in the sun and inspiration strikes and you think of something?
Oh, I make it part of my day, bro. Like most of the time, actually, I write a lot of my music at work.
Yeah?
That's why I enjoy it because I'm like,
Don't show this to your bosses.
Yeah, probably not. Actually, that is a good point. That's a good point. But no, I don't write
You
it.
write on your break, right?
Yeah,
Only on your break.
not writing. Like you. So you just sing
Thinking.
the melodies in your head.
Yeah.
Because I always go to work with earphones on, and
Yeah.
just have it on, and you take the beat. Like let's say you're listening to like some instrumental or whatever, and just runs in your head, and then you come home with inspirations, and just sit down and everything just flows.
Yeah.
Like I kind of remember, I used to actually sit down and write music a lot. Like that's my favorite thing to do. Just go outside, maybe have a beer next to you. Not too many, just one. Because like if you
There's
do
a
too-
fine line, right?
Yeah, you do too many.
One or two, and you're like perfect.
Yeah.
And then a little over. You can't.
Oh, you start partying, man. You're just
You
enjoying the
read, it the
music,
next, you read it the next day. You're like, what was I doing?
Yeah, man.
But so what? Writing lyrics or writing?
Yeah, I used to just write
Yeah.
lyrics. Yeah,
Yeah,
lyrics,
yeah.
not.
And
like,
back on the
music
lyrics, actually,
itself.
so you do a mixture of like English and your language now
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
is
try to do
every
that.
song sort of half and half, or some songs you'll have full English, or
Lately, it's been a lot English and maybe just like a word here and
are
there.
you
in
more
my
confident
language.
with your
Yeah.
speaking now? Or
Oh,
what?
a little bit. Like writing wise, maybe you could say, because I can maybe, Sometimes it's so bad because sometimes like I have to, they just say if I can rhyme a word and I don't know what it means, I have to go on Google and be like, okay, is this
Makes
word gonna
sense.
does it actually make sense? You know what I mean? So you rhyme something and then you're like, oh man, I don't know about this one. Let
I
me
reckon,
just
that,
search
I
it
reckon
up
that
first.
happens with English speakers.
You don't do the classic like Eminem and read the dictionary every day.
Yeah. It's a good thing to do, bro. And
You
it's
have to
so
as a singer.
bro, I hate reading. That's my
Yeah.
problem. Not that I hate it, but like
Yeah.
I used to try to do it, but because obviously I came from Africa and I didn't know English,
Yeah.
like you would imagine trying to read something you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's tough, you know what I mean? So eventually I just got over it. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing this. But what I did like though, like was reading like, let's just say just books about the universe. Because you're basically, even if you knew English, like a lot of the things you're reading, you didn't even know.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff, like it has names and whatever, some explanation to it. So it's a bit easier to understand because it's not about just
Well,
Random
communication.
things.
what are
whatever.
like common themes in your music?
Sorry?
What are some common themes in your music, or
I-
just one that you like to? What do you like to sing about?
Probably mostly about just like love and
Don't be shy.
fun,
Yeah.
and life stories, like let's just say hardships or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think music is just what goes in your life, and
Yeah, you express yourself.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if let's just say heartbreaks,
Yeah.
if you've had a few of those, maybe one or two,
Yeah.
it does influence like how you write, and
Yeah.
I think music is all emotion. Like what you write is
Yeah.
what a lot of people are gonna relate to. And most of the time, love is what you run to, because I think everybody has the capability of falling in love, and most of the time, people do fall in love anyways.
Yeah.
So when you sing songs about love, that's just, it's the cheat code, basically. You're gonna relate to somebody,
Yeah.
100%. So like a lot of my songs is just mostly about love, and there's few you'll hear, here and there, that might be like about like let's just say my story, the story about my life or what how I like to paint my life story. Anyways, you know what I mean? Like probably not the same way as it comes out in the music, like the song, but like that's how I say it. You know what? So I think it's past what I know, anyways. Like my experience, putting into melodies, and that's really what it is. Yeah, and obviously me coming from Africa, and you know, like there's a lot, but I don't have the way to sometimes express it properly.
It would be hard.
Yeah.
Remember everything,
but
or
you
just
know,
to talk about it.
which means the more I learn English,
Yeah.
the better it can get. You know what I mean? Because like you learn more things, and then your vocabulary opens up a little bit more, and then that means you have more things to write about as well. So so who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, I could be writing even like really good music. You know what I mean? And then it might be different words I'll be using. Maybe I'll be writing about, who knows?
Maybe your wife.
Records,
that you've got at the time.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe a record collection.
Maybe about the situation. You know, I might be writing about podcasts. You know.
You never know. This might blow up. This might get you somewhere. But so what are you working on at the moment? What kind of projects have you got in the back burner? Or?
I've been working on a project called Underrated Rockstar, which is an album title that I give myself. And this is what I mean by, life experience, you know what I mean? Because, like, I try to always relate to, let's just say, the last 5 years of, like, my life in general. So, like, the next project that I will be working on is called Underrated Rockstar, and it's an album, basically, that is supposed to give an idea of, let's just say, how far I've come, and let's just say what the journey has been like for me as well. And it's supposed to have progression from the last one, and the last one was called the Badmon story, right? So you see how it sort of like links up.
A story for it.
Yeah. But this one is called underrated rockstar because now for many reasons, and
is the main reason because you're underrated? Rockstar.
No,
because did you say underrated or honorary?
No, underrated.
Underrated rockstar. I thought you said honorary rockstar.
No.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It's underrated rockstar.
Yeah.
And main reason, I see. This is the days I should be practicing for. But no, the main reason is because like, I think I've had my peak in Brisbane, and Australia in general. Like I think the last couple of years. And 2019 to 2020, maybe 21, I think a lot of people actually listen to my music here in Australia, and it had a lot of influence, But then, like, after those years, because I think that's when I really, really put my energy into music a lot. Like, everything came together, like, so well from when I started until that moment, because that's when COVID hit. Yeah, music was going crazy good. Everybody was loving it.
That's what I heard.
But you could not do anything about it.
Yeah.
You could not go out there, perform. You cannot, all you could do is just watch it do good. Yeah. And that was a year like your Rema and Joe Boy, everybody came out as well. And I think when you're artists, like, let's just say my level, you can't really like compete a lot in that area because most of the time, even when you want to do something, you're going to take loss from it. So it sort of like forced me to like redirect my, my mission a little bit. And at that time, like I said, things were really working well for me. Yeah. The audience were there. Everything was hot and music was doing absolutely well. Yeah. But then it fell off, and I think it sort of like left a mark on me a little bit because I was like, I worked so hard for this. Yeah. But now it's all going to waste.
It seems like it was really the worst for music industry.
Oh, 100%. And just anything. Entertainment industry in general, you could say. But when that thing, recovering from it was hard as You know,
Getting back into, because even what I noticed, like, because obviously we were affected too, you know, like we were filming events that were cancelled last minute.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I was left with a little bit of like trust issues of like, man, do I really want to get back? What if all this just happens again kind of thing? Like, and you know, we're a few years later now and it's kind of back to normal, I suppose. But like, it could happen. Like something like that could happen again, you know? So it's like, there's always that in the back of your head now, right?
And it's just like, that's like having the emotional strength to pick yourself up when things like that happen, you know. It was difficult. And when I'm not signed to a label, you know, I'm independent artist. So like everything I do is from my pocket, and you know, however I move is all up to me kind of situation. And like when that happened, it's like, you just put a lot of money to nothing. I went and did my amazing shows in Africa, and I came back 2 weeks later, we went on lockdown. You know, and we were getting ready to do a show here as well, because, you know, after making all the different noises out there, that were like really promoting my stuff massively.
Trying to ride that momentum.
You know, and come here, maybe do a show here, maybe Melbourne, maybe Perth, you know. And I've done shows in those places before, and I know they like my music. So ideally, that was the plan, but like things didn't work out well. So it's like, oh, you know, me and my guys, we had to decide, you know what, perhaps maybe we have to sit tight, you know. And even if we didn't want to sit tight, COVID was like, nah, you know, you're not having this moment. So that happened, and then it played with my mental a little bit, but I realized, you know, after a little while, like taking a break, is people been obviously parking, where's Ali? Man, you've been going missing and da-da-da.
That must have felt good. Like having people come up to you, be like, dude, where's the music?
I swear to God.
If someone messaged us being like, we haven't seen a video from you in a while, it'd be like, oh, thank you.
Dude, not even bragging. If I show you my like social media, even right now, the love is real. Like it's always been, especially from big people back home. Because when I say I have crowd there, it's huge, you know. And Australia as well, like people wanted to book me for shows and everything, and it's just, I think when you're not trained well, or when you don't have guys also helping you here and there, it's easy to fall off, because when I get tired, then I'm exhausted. It's like,
could you ever see yourself moving there?
As in?
To do music?
To do music
in
back
Uganda
home?
Or something?
I would love to. Actually, I would. I think it would be a lot easier. But the thing is, you know, I'm like, don't look for areas where it's easy, you know. I'm not saying like don't go there because it's easy. I mean, like,
don't take the easy
and
road,
it's not even that it's easy. It's gonna be hard as well. But at least there I know 100% have a crowd. Like the people I have there, every street you go to, that's my crowd.
So I suppose the risk here is greater, but the potential reward is greater too.
And that's not even money, but it's like, if you can sell it here, where can you not sell it?
Yeah.
Because this is the toughest
other side of the
spot.
world. Like
literally. Like you literally, bro. If you can sell it here, you can sell it anywhere.
Do people there even talk about Australia at all?
Yeah. Eh?
Do people there talk about Australia at all?
Oh yeah. I think I think out of all the
really, is it like
continent, I think
is that where a lot of people like aim to go to? Or something?
Australia?
Yeah.
It used to be USA a lot more.
Right.
Like people liked America a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
what's the white picket fence? What's that called? What's the ideal American lifestyle called? What do they call it? Like the white picket fence thing, basically. I'm forgetting the word for it.
The American dream.
Yeah. There we go.
That's it.
The American dream.
So that was real. People thought that was real.
Oh yeah. And you know, like,
isn't it real?
Yeah. Oh,
living in America
mad everywhere, man. Like people like they used to idolize us of 50 Cent and the G Unit and the whole just movie industry, you know. There was a lot of that happening, and then there's Asian movies. They're popular there as well, like Jackie Chan and all that. Yeah. I think that's like the two biggest thing, and then the music on top of that, which is the American music. You never hear like, you know, Europe doing some great music now. You never hear that. Only the American stuff, like rappers were popular back in the days as well, you know. So back home there, it was huge. So like America was the place. America was the place always. And Europe, I didn't hear too much about, but I think people would have loved to go there as well, you know. But Australia, like even I didn't know Australia existed, man, until like I came to Australia, and then it's like
then it started to exist.
Yeah. Then it's like, oh, there's like, you know.
You probably just knew about like kangaroos.
Yeah, man, bro. It was a strange flight, bro, because I was a baby. Like you just get in a bus, you fall asleep because it's a long drive. Yeah. You wake up at the airport, you fall asleep. You woke up in Johannesburg, you fall asleep. Next minute, you're in Melbourne. You fall asleep, you're in Brisbane. And then you're just like,
You had some good
This is
sleep.
life now.
can you guys explain, please?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here, you know?
Yeah.
But your parents obviously knew what they're doing, because just you as a kid, they don't tell you. Because they don't want you to go brag about it. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to
Oh, really?
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
True.
That makes
Um,
sense. Yeah.
But so the underrated rock star, that's encapsulating the last like few years of life. So it's
Yeah.
not a whole life journey. It's ever since basically
Yeah.
having to come back into it.
Yeah.
And what you feel underrated because you just haven't had the opportunity for people to rate you, basically. Like, is that?
You could say so. Yeah, I think what the album is trying to portray is like I never had the opportunity to be in the big stage. That's it. Because, you know, just like what we're talking about here, you know, the crowd, you know, the genre only went popular, just literally, you know, 4 or 5 years ago, and before that, you couldn't even look at, you know, like Afrobeat artists in Australia and say, oh, you know, can we get a guy on stage? Like when I started, people were even afraid to put me on stage because they don't want their party to fail. You know? So in other words, like Afrobeat wasn't even a thing. And then trap was the biggest thing at that time. So I was literally one of the only guys you will find in Brisbane that was doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say I was the only one.
Yeah.
Let me not be biased. Maybe there's somebody out there who did it first. And I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, you know, I did it first, because Dojo started while back, you know, during those days. You know Dojo? There's a guy here. His name was Dojo.
I don't think
He left to go to Perth. He lives in Perth now.
Yeah.
And this guy is huge artist, big fan. You know what I mean? Like he's. I've even done a song with him as well, and I'm planning to put him on this album as well. Because when you say underrated rockstar, I feel like I wasn't the only one. There's a couple of guys who I started out with, and that actually really rocked the crowd here. And I think there was a year when we were all like, when we all came out together, and the Afrobeat lifestyle in Brisbane was very live. And this guy went as far as like being played on radio and Triple J and everything. I didn't, but they did all that. You know what I mean? But he eventually ended up stopping music for personal reasons. But I feel like if he was put on a big stage as well, he could have perhaps maybe, you know, gone a little bit further. But again, you know, independent artists like myself, him, and many other that may actually want to do this thing and that might be good at what they do as well, eventually will burn out. You know, you burn out. You push as far as you can, and you burn out. But I just want to sort of like put this like important message out there, you know, that there is like underrated rock stars out there, and sometimes you just have to look, you know, locally to see the next talent that's big. Because if we don't look at ourselves and say, okay, you know, you actually have the place out there, and we actually don't start appreciating ourselves, who will? You know, at the end of the day, we just have to go to a concert of, you know, Davido, Burna Boy, or Travis Scott when they come to Australia. That's it. But we don't have a local stars of our own.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
So
So
that's half the reason we're doing this podcast. Like, so we can unearth people like you. You know, like we know you. There's probably people maybe in Perth that don't know you, kind of thing. Where it's like
somebody
maybe,
you know
maybe
doesn't know me.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's that's a message. There's talent out there. It just needs to be
100%.
found.
I was even gonna say, with a lot of the music we shoot, when we actually get to like listen to the artist, it's like, damn, this is good.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
We
100%.
enjoy a lot of it. Yeah.
There's some of the songs, like all the songs obviously not like that, but like there's a few songs in there that I've just specifically made to sort of like just make the album make sense, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully it does make sense in the end, because it's a risk, you know. But
How far in the process are you? When can we expect this?
I'm already like the few singles that I've released, which is For the Night, this one called Selena, and then there's one called Dancefully Swing. So, you know, the two genres I do, I really like anyways, dancehall and then Afrobeat. So Dancefully Swing was a dancehall song, and because I got a crowd in that area, so I gotta give something for them as well.
Yeah.
And then I've done the two Afrobeat songs, which is Selena and then For the Night. You know, that's the new generation, and you know, try to give something to sort of like get them going as well, because that's actually something I haven't done in my previous album like that much, which is Afrobeat. I didn't do it like that, you know. But in this album, I try to do more of that, so you know I can capture the attention of the new crowd as well. Because I feel like where the market is at the moment. So yeah. Yeah.
Any time frame or just when it happens?
I haven't even put a number to it just yet.
Yeah.
So, but I know there's gonna be a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
3 singles are out,
Yeah.
and
You've
I
done
want
a lot this year with music videos.
I
Yeah.
want to do a little bit more actually. I want to actually put out one more before the year ends as well.
Yeah.
I know it's far away. I mean, it's not far away,
Yeah.
but like, even if it's January, I want to put out
Yeah.
something just so, we
Gotta
have something
keep
to
pushing.
enjoy.
I think actually by the time this episode airs, it will be 2024. So go and check out Alutondo's page to see if he maybe
yeah.
got that music video up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's no time frame just yet, but I just want it to be
In the next few
early
years,
next
would you
year.
say,
Yeah.
at least?
I would say early next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No date for it just yet, but
Yeah.
early next year, hopefully, it's all ready and ready to go.
Yeah.
But I still got 2 more singles that I want to put out.
Yeah.
And I think, I think they're going to play a crucial part in the whole, album thing. So
Have you had good responses to the single so far?
so far, so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than what I actually have previously because, back in the days, music used to not be fully, streaming and all these sort of things. So we operate it differently. And a lot of my music, I promoted like some here and then some back home as well. But now, like, I'm sort of like, trying to
Promote it every
say
day.
something new, do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, basically.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what I was just going to ask.
Yeah. Closing question of the night.
Do I have a closing question of the night?
Mm.
Do you have a closing question of the night?
Ooh.
Anything about the universe? Anything about us? Anything?
Yeah, Dojo Media.
What a
Yeah.
universal space.
Yeah. Like, so I know you guys went full time.
Mm.
Like, how do you guys find that at the moment? Like, I know we already spoke about this
Yeah.
before, but like, what are the challenges that you guys sort of like face,
Yeah.
in your area? Because I feel like we all artists here.
It's just one word.
Yeah,
Editing.
editing.
We need an editor.
I think we can be a bit more nuanced than that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
man, what do you really want to know? Do you want to know like boring business stuff, or do you want to know like?
Let's explore. What's like what's hard? How do you guys market yourself? But you know what I mean.
We're
Not
using
to spill
this.
beans.
Like this podcast is
Yeah.
also
To help.
partly to like help market
Yeah,
because look, we could spend a few hours a week making our own videos
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
putting that on social media, and
Yeah.
it might not really get us anywhere. Whereas this, it's going to help build a community because we're going to have other people sharing it. It's
Yeah.
going to have snippets of us talking as well. So this will be marketing.
Yeah.
This isn't really going to do much marketing for our business and like
No,
for clients
no.
and stuff though. So for that, it's basically just social media. We should get into things like paid ads.
Yeah.
We just need to look into budgets for things like that.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. What's your biggest struggle?
Yeah.
Like, you're a daddy, and that can't be easy.
No, it's not.
juggling a kid in a business.
Yeah.
I'm not a daddy,
It's rough.
but
It's a rough life. But
I mean, honestly,
you're daddy to somebody. It's not.
yeah.
It's not to your
he has an
child. That's
he
it.
has an
Yeah.
expensive camera that he treats like his.
Yeah.
kid.
That's my little baby.
Yeah.
there.
With extra care.
See, it's even looking at you, man.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, man, like the biggest challenge is probably just like the consistency of
Yeah.
you'll have a good month and you'll have a bad month. Probably just like you release a single, it'll
Yeah.
fucking blow up. Sometimes the next single, 2 people will hear it, kind of thing.
I
Like,
see.
it's probably the same sort of thing.
And
man.
we all
Like,
share the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing is doing so many roles, like having to edit,
Yeah.
having to respond to emails,
Yeah.
to film, to get gear ready. Like,
Yeah.
there's like 10 things we're both doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's us right now.
Yeah.
Imagine a media production company ideally probably has like 10 to 15 people.
Yeah.
So we're doing all of that. And
Yeah.
It's like that's probably the
Wow.
hardest part.
That's the
Which
hardest,
there's
yeah.
easy things in the sense that like if we need to change something really quickly,
Yeah.
there's only one person we need to run it by. So
Yeah.
that's real easy.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
just I don't know. I think a big thing for 2024 is going to be just growing the team a little bit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we do want to get an editor.
Yeah.
Because that probably does take up a lot of our time. And it's also like I feel like I'm at the point with my editing where if I wanted to get any better, I would
Yeah.
have to just be an editor.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
fair
kind of
enough.
like I've
Yeah.
reached probably as good as I can be at this
As a
current
part-time
level.
or whatever
So
you
it's
do.
like, we may as well get someone that just wants to do that.
Editing, yeah.
Kind of like I imagine you're probably better at certain parts of the process than other. Like I don't know if you can produce too well, kind of thing.
No,
but
no, absolutely not.
It's kind of like
I do alright, but I used to do a lot more of it, but not.
You probably just want to get a producer, right?
Yeah. Oh, which I do. Like I always get my song mixed and mastered by a different producer because
So that's it. We need to get our stuff mixed and mastered by people outside of.
I like the writing
Dojo.
part. That's it. That's my part, and maybe just recording and singing it, and that's about it.
But outside of that, man, it's honestly awesome. Like we get to work with so many cool people. Like we wouldn't have met yourself, everyone that we've had on this podcast, we wouldn't have met without our job. Like just the different, like I'm going to be going to a venue tomorrow that I've never seen. Like that's also it too. Like probably half the places, we've probably filmed 90% of the Brisbane venues just because like where haven't I done? I haven't done Suncorp yet. Yeah. And I haven't done the Gabba. Yeah. But I've done
the venue next to the Gabba.
That's part of it. It's like part of it. Yeah. So like I've done the entertainment centre now. Like I've done like the Triffid, the Tivoli, Fortitude Music Hall. Yeah. Like we've done all the cool music venues and stuff. So
you guys I hope you guys are like listening to this, man. These guys are professionals. Man. Whenever you need anything, Dojo Media immediately.
Thanks,
and they're friendly guys too, you know.
But nah, man, it's honestly it's so awesome, and it's just like one benefit too is being a business owner is like when you walk into a room, you just kind of have a different energy. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like we kind of go in trying to make relationships now, if that makes sense, instead of just kind of like
you know shop.
Well, it's kind of like even like would you know when you work for someone and you do like an extra like you're meant to finish at 5, you stay till 5:30. You're kind of like got you there, boss. Like you owe me that 30 minutes. Whereas like, man, I've probably done like 50 hours of work for absolutely nothing. Just because it's like it's what I want to do and it's my stuff. So that's probably the biggest eye opener for me. What about you? What's your top two challenges and top 2 favorite things?
Jeez, I need a few hours to think about that.
Look at this guy, bro. You can't run away from this one.
No, I love like the different sort of people you get to be around. Yeah. But also like working with those same people over and over again is really nice.
Like building a relationship with someone, figuring it, like if we ever get to do a music video with you, maybe that would mean we do a second and third one with you, and by that time we're just going to know each other so well, we can like work together.
There's this company called the Social Policy Group I've been doing a lot with, and like just little editing things have become so much faster because we've got a flow, like we know how to work together now. Yeah. Like where there was time wasted, like we'll just put the footage straight on a hard drive straight after, give it to you. Yeah. Things like that is really nice. And then like knowing that community that I would never normally be in. Yep. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. You might relate to this too, actually. Probably my favorite thing now that I think about it is being able to see the progression. Like we can see the first video we made a few years ago and then see the last one we made and see how much better it is. Like the little pilot we shot recently, we did something for like an ABC pilot. Yeah. And like it was by far the best production value like we've had. Yeah. It just looked the nicest. Like obviously we've got like the best gear we've ever had kind of thing. So we had all the parts to make it right. But just that, seeing things slowly get better, and then just like I'm sure like you probably hate your songs that you released. The first ones you're probably like, I can't believe I did that.
Like I've got a friend that has the guy I was telling you I was living with West Coast View. Is it West Coast View Road or whatever? The place where you live at the moment.
Race course. Race course Road. Yeah.
We used to like just get together and just mumble into the mic every time, and he would collect all these videos, and he does not want to delete it because even right now when I go back and look at it, I'm like, I hope nobody ever sees this.
I have the most cringy stuff you haven't even seen.
Like there's
one day I'll share
it. One day you'll show it.
I think like 20 years in Dojo we should really, because we've also like we've also filmed things like
you guys getting a haircut one time.
Sorry? No. Saying in 20 years.
I was like whoa,
because
there's been jobs where we've like filmed each other talking.
We filmed you getting your first haircut.
Yeah, many years? I used to have. When we met, I would have had long hair, probably tied up. But so I had real long hair. Yeah. When it like got that cut, filmed that. So like just did a stupid day. We had like a video of like Raph sitting in front of the camera, being like, Logan told me he was going to do it, but like, you know, just being stupid and dramatic. So we'll release things like that. Yeah. But just also like seeing progression, but also when we first met we talked about doing a podcast and we only started it like 2 months ago, so it's also like slowly ticking off. Man, there's so much I love. I could go on like for hours, or whatever.
No, that's fine,
But
bro.
it's
That's
like,
fine. We got all the time.
When you
You know?
slowly tick things off too.
Yeah.
Like it's like imagine going to the gym. You want to bench 20 kilos. Like when you get there, you tick that off, and you're like, fuck yeah, I did that. So like for us, it's I wanted to film
Different
like
project.
a venue, so I go film that venue, tick that off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We got to work with kids the other day, which was
Yeah, they say
Something
never
new.
work
an
with
interesting one.
animals and kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I was pretty
mean-
naive that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Oh,
thinking like they would
You
be so
thought it
well
was-
behaved.
you thought it was gonna go a
You're
lot
wrong,
better than I
bro.
did.
You're
Yeah.
I
wrong.
was like, this is gonna be chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids just do what we say. That's
Yeah.
it. No, they were running like crazy.
yeah, yeah. And it's
Running
like it
around
gets to a
everywhere.
point where you try to feed a kid a line. You're like, say this, like say these 3 words, and they just can't. Like,
Oh, they'll just say, "Oh, can I get some lolly, please?"
Yeah,
like, what you call it? I did a personal training course back in the days.
Yeah.
And one of the subject that we had to do was working with kids.
Oh, really?
And man, that thing taught me a lot about kids, bro. Because they always tell you with kids, you cannot work no more than 2 to 3 minutes, and then give them something
Yeah.
to like, sort of like, enjoy or whatever. So you get them to do what you want them to do. I mean, when you want them to do, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta give them a little break on the side,
yeah.
just to sort of like take their mind off, and then make them bring their focus back again.
Yeah.
And otherwise, if you just for 10 minutes, if you want them to do something all at the same like that same 10 minutes, they will not do it.
So there was one kid who was like sitting down and he was really fidgety. So then the woman we were with was like, okay, we'll stand him up. He needs to stand up.
Yeah.
And then so we stand him up and he just like starts fidgeting while standing. And then
Yeah.
like we'll sit him down again. It's like, no, you just like you said, you just gotta.
There
Yeah.
was a funny part where I was just running after them. I
Yeah.
like climbed the playground. I was like running everywhere.
was also
Is that
like-
in the clip
oh,
as well? Is it in the video as well?
We should have got BTS for that. That would have been
Yeah,
pretty fun.
I've definitely got some. I've
Really?
definitely got some shots of you
Yeah,
chasing the
that's-
kids around.
That was
And
funny.
then there's like
Just
kids
listen to us.
yeah. They also say things without even realizing that it might be like hurtful.
Yeah.
I won't bring it up, but one of them said
They
something to
hurt
you.
one of us.
They hurt you. I can't say it. Will you be
They
offended
hurt
if I
me.
say it? I can cut it out. One of the kids was
I don't
like,
know.
"Why do you have a wobbly tooth?"
Oh
And
my
it's shit like that. Like kids will
Yeah.
say like, "Why are you so heavy?" or something. You know, like
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
say things like that. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
god.
kids just don't understand. They don't understand if they're like hurting your feelings or something.
Why is
you
your
know?
tooth so
We
wobbly?
we both left crying, didn't we? We're never doing this again.
That's tough, man.
No, it was fun though.
Yeah.
Kids are so funny.
Kids are
Like, because it's also funnily. Actually, here's the last anecdote.
Yeah.
There was a little Asian girl.
Mm.
They're trying to teach them about diversity and stuff. And one
Yeah.
of the exercises like using fruit salad.
Yeah.
And so they're saying like, have heaps of different fruit because if you had all of one fruit, it'd be boring, right? Like
Yeah.
saying if the whole world was one color, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
So they asked this girl like, so how would you feel if all your fruit salad was like, we need lots of diversity in fruit, right? And she's like, no, I just like watermelon. I just want watermelon. And then they're like, wouldn't it be boring if the salad was just watermelon? She's like, no, that's what I want. That's kind of like,
Yeah, she's like,
you just,
nah,
don't,
nah.
you just don't get it.
I want what I want, man. That's it. End of story.
yeah. So no, it was cute, but yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be
Our little Kinder Adventures.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
you got that to look forward to in the coming years. Funny conversations of, Dad,
Yeah.
why is the sky blue?
Yeah.
Kids say stuff that they know is silly because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
They just
Yeah.
know. They just know.
I feel like they're way smarter than what we think.
Yeah,
they
they
are.
are.
You know, they know things, but they know we
they
don't
just
know.
know like at some point in their life they can't say this.
Yeah.
So let's just say it now.
Say no, yeah.
It's like I used to swear a lot when I was a kid because I knew I could get away with it.
Oh, eh?
Drop the F-bomb and the C-bomb when I'm like 4 years old. Because
Really?
like, what's anyone going to do?
Yeah. Fucking-
Well, I
Rebellious
know I said the C-bomb one time, and then my brother was like, do not say that. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then he was like, don't say it.
Oh, so you probably heard it from school, somebody saying it, and then you're like,
Probably
oh,
heard.
this
My
sounds
brother's 10
interesting.
years older, so I probably just heard him swearing and
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah.
So just decided to do it.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I suppose we should wrap up. Let you leave for the evening. But where can people find you? Like socials, YouTubes. Shout yourself out.
All of
TikTok?
them, man. TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook.
What handle?
Sorry?
What handle?
Alutondo.
Alutondo.
OnlyFans?
Hey?
Can they find you on OnlyFans?
OnlyFans? Oh, look, you might, yeah, look, you can start. Maybe a different name, but
If the
yeah,
album doesn't go too well,
yeah,
maybe.
oh, look, you gotta promote your music anywhere you can, bro. You know, the whole idea is just market yourself anywhere where there's audience,
Just
you know?
the song in the background.
Yeah,
could be-
yeah, you know. But, yeah, OnlyFans, man. I think that's a good one. You've just inspired me, bro.
Awesome. Well, any parting words?
Can they find you guys on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah, only Dojo.
I wouldn't mind like.
We've been asked to film.
I would love
stuff.
to be an OnlyFans videographer. It'd be fun.
Well, I don't know. See, the problem is because we've been asked to
Well, it
film.
depends on what you're filming, though.
Yeah,
right?
we've been
I mean,
asked. We've been asked to film OnlyFans stuff. Like, if you film porn, you get blacklisted.
Oh, like from,
Genuinely.
Can't
Like,
do
yeah,
anything
like you
more.
couldn't go to the movie. You couldn't make a movie or anything. You get
Yeah.
blacklisted from the industry if you do.
but
porn.
what you
So
you don't
OnlyFans
have to
might
put
be-
your thing in there though. You don't have
Yeah,
to
you
put
don't have to
your
put your name on it.
your-
I'm not as
Yeah,
worried.
we'd-
I'll just do it anonymously.
Yeah, I'd do.
Yeah.
I'd put Raphael as my name for that one.
don't ever make the mistake of just when you're giving advice,
Yeah.
fucking turn the camera and just
Yeah.
fucking- hey guys, look out! Just turn around and then you point the camera at yourself.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
Or
oh,
you just see
that
yourself
guy.
in the reflection of a mirror
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
background.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
Or-
because it's like. Yeah. Anyway,
You never
so-
know. You might end up joining in.
Maybe, yeah. Well, because I was gonna say, don't get any like really obvious tattoos of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't get a tattoo that says like Dojo.
Dojo.
Because
Dojo
then everyone will
media.
know. I'll know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Have you got any parting words? Any final messages for
inspiration?
any inspirational, any quotes, anything you want to drop to the?
Oh man, there's not. I think we all know it, man. Like if you're in the industry and you really want to get out there, obviously get in there, socialize with the people that are around you.
Yeah.
Just like how let's just say me and the guys are here today. It's really important, And apart from that, like I think what I've picked up from today is that we all go through the same struggles basically. So like don't give up. Like
Yeah.
you might run through some walls and not, like knock yourself down maybe.
Don't let a bad day become a bad life.
Exactly, just keep it going, man.
Yeah.
You might get there one day, believe in yourself. At the end of the day, if you don't, nobody else will. So keep it about
Inspiring.
yourself, go hard, and yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
That's bad, man.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That's bad, bro. That's really bad.
That's good. Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Alutondo.
No worries, man.
you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
for having me.
No worries.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome. See you,
Easy.
man. Bye bye.
Ciao.